Everyone, welcome to the Core Java training. This is Karthik from iTeLearn. Thank you so much for joining for the day one. So let's get started with our training on Java. So we're not gonna waste much time into getting into it. I'm gonna start organizing our files team. I'm gonna put it into Google Drive and start sharing with our students. And I want to make sure that everything is well documented and handy out here for you. So the first thing is I'll just kind of put some notes together for each day. Whatever we discuss, I would like to start putting them. Great reference for you during your refreshing of the topics or interviews. All right, so let's quickly zoom this to maybe 20%. That way I don't need to increase the size. All right, team, let's get started. So what are we talking about? We're talking about Java as a programming language. I think the main reason any of us could be interested in learning Java is one, sure, you could become a Java developer by itself. And within Java development, there's so many specializations and competencies that you could build. That's a huge career by itself. It's been unshakable for the last 2 decades. It will continue to be there for longer. It is just a fact that once you know Java development, a good place to learn any programming. So it is very easy for you to switch, let us say, to Python or C# or Ruby or R programming. Once you get the programming concepts, it can help you migrate. The other areas that I've really seen and which I have been very focused as well is you could be an amazing automation engineer. And when I say automation engineer, someone who could build workflows and frameworks and so on, specifically towards the testing domain. So I'm going to talk more about automation QA engineer. So as a Java programmer, you have these three options of what you're looking at, what your intent is. The most important part is called core Java as a simple concepts of a computer programming language. Now, this is one area, team. Without hands-on, there is nothing you can do. So your hands-on is mandatory. What does that mean? It is practice all the way. There is no second option to it. Once we're going through the program, we will start writing programs or code, and you will be able to practice with the same code at your end. Now, how do we get there? What do I instruct you? And so on is something I'll keep guiding as we go forward. But very important, team, there is going to be very, very minimal spoon feeding. The reason I say this is I know a lot of you have fear for coding, or can I do it or not is a big question that you start with. The amount of learning that is essential is depending on where you're trying to go. Okay. For either of them, your core Java is critical, your core concepts and how this programming language works. In this context of learning Java, it becomes essential for you to be very self-discovering. You will face challenges when you write your code, and you'll need to start analyzing and finding possible solutions. So I will guide you on how you can start practicing ensuring. Because one of the biggest pitfall in the learning roadmap of programming is we give up because of technical issues. Like one program didn't work, Java is not rightly installed, I don't have the JDK, Eclipse IDE is very complicated. Somewhere you're seeing that, okay, there's a roadblock, and we don't go beyond it. And that is where your whole commitment and perception comes, team. The reason I don't emphasize so much about these points in a software testing, QA, manual testing, or automation training is because when it comes to core Java or any programming, commitment I misspelled, you need to be really continuous through it. The day you stop programming, maybe in a month or so, you'll start having to go back and refresh. And that is why there is nothing really keeping you to keep on learning programming, and it is a constant skill that we have to develop. Now, having said this, let us talk about the first steps for Java. There is the installations, right? Now, there are multiple installations that one need to do. I am trying my level best not to focus too much on it, but typically, let's talk about what all I require. You require Java machine, and you require JDK because you want to develop. Java runtime environment will also be coming, and you require Eclipse for the IDE. These are the three essential things, team. Now, how do we get Java? So the simplest way is just search for Java download. It will give you the capability to go to Oracle and get the latest Java to be installed. To know if your Java is the latest version or it is installed, you can also go through command prompt. I'll talk about that. Let's see if this gets updated. It is trying to download something. It is downloading about a 1.8 MB file. It's just a setup, but I don't think I need to set it up. The way I will do is go to your run and type CMD. That is your command prompt. Okay. Once you get your command prompt, wherever you are, if you type Java, it typically should be able to recognize, and it'll give you all the commands related with, what next you type after Java to run a program. Okay, so if this is not happening, then this is the step. Go to Google, search for Java download. The next one you want to do is your JDK. Okay, so similarly, Java JDK download. All right, so this is going to be a much larger file. I think about 160, 180 MB, somewhere around that range. But it'll be the entire package. If it's just the code development one, it is just about 70, 80 MB, I guess. So you could choose any of these runtime environments specific to your machine team. Very simple. You have to get this going so that you can start working with your IDE after that. All right. Now let's go back to this, and the final one is Eclipse IDE. For Eclipse, so this is the link for Java JDK, Java runtime environment. This is the link for, this is it all automatically recognized as Windows 10, but I don't know which is yours. There you go. And then your Eclipse IDE. So for Eclipse IDE, you just go to eclipse.org. Now, the good thing about all this that we do, team, is all open source tools. So it gives us the ability to use them without license fees. So your cost of getting started to learn, forget about projects. Even for that, a lot of the same open source non-licensed versions are used, but it gets more and more advanced. So Eclipse Foundation is where you're going to go, team, eclipse.org, and you will search for, is that the right one? Did they change? Yep. I'm not going to take this. Okay, IDE and tools. Let's see. Let's go back. Was the download button here on the home page? Yes. Eclipse.org. So I went to the downloads page, team, directly on eclipse.org, and out here you're looking for your latest Eclipse version for Java. All right. Oxygen is good, and you can download based on if you have a 32-bit, 64-bit Mac, Linux, whatever platform you need, the specific one. Once you install it, you will have it maybe on your desktop and on your program files. So Eclipse, once installed, team, you basically launch it as a software. It is a simple click next, select where you want to install. Very much easy for any one of us. But if you're facing a challenge, let us know. Let these 3 steps not stop you at all. Simple, takes you about 15 minutes total. Java, JDK, Eclipse IDE. Get them together. We can start playing around now. All right. Now, once we have this, I'm going to exit out of command prompt. And let's go to open source tools. Okay, I've given them. Now, what do we do in Eclipse? So let us start with our first program. I'll not talk about a project yet, team. Project tomorrow, okay, in day 2. Just a simple program. How does it look? Let's try and play around. I've launched Eclipse. The first thing Eclipse will ask you, team. So a lot of talk on Eclipse will be we will be talking today, team. Eclipse is nothing but a Java IDE. It is open source. It is free. So you could use it, and a large population of Java community or developers worldwide use this platform. There are other IDEs. If you're comfortable, you can use it. What we're primarily using this is to write and manage and execute Java programs, Java projects. That's what we're using Eclipse for. Now, the first thing in Eclipse you will see is called Workspace or Workbench. Is it Workspace or Workbench? Workspace, yes. Workspace is like a workbench where under which you could create multiple projects. So you start with a workspace under which I will start to organize. Just look at it as a folder structure. You have your home folder. Under that, you will say project folder. Under that, you will say program number one, program number two, and so on. Okay. So here I can go to the default one, or I can create a new one. Let me write. I'll say Eclipse hyphen. No, this is June training. I'll just call it as June trainings. June training. Okay. And I'll check this as a default so that every time it does this, but I'll do it next time. So you keep seeing that that pop-up comes. If you check the box, you won't get it. Here is a caution, team. Once the Eclipse IDE opens up, you'll see that it is full of rich features, options, a lot of windows and views. I don't want you to get complicated about anything. We will start learning one thing at a time in a very structured way. By about 6 to 7 hours that you spend on Eclipse IDE along with the programming, that is when you'll get a nice clarity on in comfort level on what is what. All right, so I've come to the welcome screen of Eclipse, and you basically have a welcome screen with maybe tutorials and few help and so on. You just close this tab. I'm closing this. All right, and this looks like the screen, very rich, extremely feature powered. So the most important thing is I don't want it to get confused with any of this task list. Whatever I don't want, I'm closing it. Okay. I have 3 windows, team. If you see, there's a window on the left side called Package Explorer. All right. And then there is this white screen here, which is all empty. And then you have something at the bottom. So 3 windows or views that you have, perspectives that we call as. Okay. Now, these perspectives are very simple. These are human friendly in the sense you change what you want. It is customizable. So I want to add more. I don't want it here. I want it there. You change it. So this is where every developer do their own kind of little changes as they keep going. Okay. So 3 segments we saw. If you see more, that's not a problem. On the top is your menu bar with all the different features, what you can do. Very heavy on it. Okay. But 80% of the job is always around the same concepts. Your package, projects under it, and then whatever code you write is going to be here. All right. Now, what is the first thing that we do? So we create, that's the first one. So I'm going to write it as steps, team. Create a new workspace in Eclipse and follow these instructions when you're doing the same. Once you launch it, then we go to File, New, and now see the variety of things that you could create here. So the first thing that we'll create is a Java project. Create a simple Java project. What is a Java project, team? For now, just a sake of easiness, just remember it as a folder. That's it, nothing else. In this case, a Java project for now is just a folder, like Windows folder, under which I can create a lot of things. The first thing we do when you're creating a Java project, let's give it a name. I'll just say it is a sample project. That is the name I'm giving it. If you notice, one character is lowercase, the other is uppercase, and so on. This is a specific type of or nomenclature of writing. It's called camel case. So the first character, the first word is always lowercase, and the first character of second word onwards will be uppercase. So if I say sample project iTeLearn also has too many capitals. I'll just say if I say Karthik, then this is how we write it. Okay, we'll come to these. Lot of style, way of programming, how to be absolutely brilliant at it will keep getting exposed, still at the very initial stages. Sample projects use default location. I'm not changing anything that is given. A lot of powerful features we don't need. So you put your name, go and say finish. That's it. Okay. If you have an issue with this, then you may have to go back and see, oops, any problem with the Java runtime environment, and so on. Now see, like I told you, this package explorer, under this, I created sample project, and it's just like a folder structure. Now in our machine, where is this? So I believe it was in the admin. So if I go to the users, this PC, users, admin, and Eclipse Workspace. This is the one we created. See, Java June training. So what you will see here in this Java June training will look like this. See, sample project here, the same sample project. Under that, a few folders here, a few folders here. So it is the same representation. In IDE, you'll only see the relevant ones. So the hidden files or other things like class path, project files and all that, you don't have to necessarily see. So a lot of Java programming is done simply on a notepad. They don't even have to require an IDE. Why? Because you're just writing steps. So at that time, you'll notice it's just how we organize. So Eclipse so far for us, so far, is nothing but a tool or an application that is helping us to put our files in order. What files? Hopefully Java files. That's what we'll come to. Now what we do is in a Java project. So what did we do so far, team? Let's take a quick look. We started with Eclipse. Under Eclipse, we took a workspace. Under workspace, what did we do? We created a new Java project. So under the same workspace, I can create multiple Java projects, not just one. Why? I'll be working on 3 for the same time. And believe me, you'll all be creating multiple projects. And for each Java project, what we have to do is write a Java class. Okay, that becomes your main Java program. So if a program runs and it gives the results, it is all done from here. Till here, where is it stored? All right. In which Java project, in which workspace, under Eclipse. That's what we are kind of structuring it, team. Now, how quickly can we create another project here? Let me erase these drawings. There are a few questions, someone. I think I did tell what IDE as a form. Didn't I write it anywhere? IDE so far? Okay, maybe I did it in the earlier one. All right, Eclipse IDE. Integrated development environment. So like the name says, and you'll understand going forward, in the same place I can write the code, manage, maintain the code, and run the code. If I didn't have this, I will have to do it in a Windows Explorer and Notepad files. Now, how did we create a project? I went to File, clicked on New, went to Java project, and I wrote something like sample project second is a new name that I'm giving, and said finish. Another one got created. Similarly, you go back here, you will be able to see it under June Java training. That folder is also existing. Cool so far, everyone? Perfect. Now, in this first sample project, I want to create a Java program. Remember Eclipse Workspace. Workspace like your desktop, whole desk. Under that, you'll have multiple projects. In each project, I might have files. Files are nothing but each is Java class. Let's go quickly. New Java class. And under the sample project, since I had this highlighted an event, this is coming. Or alternately, you can also right click on the project and go to new from here and create this class. The reason this is easier is anytime I'll right click here, okay, new, and so on. I don't have to click here and then go here and do it. Just simple steps that you'll get accustomed to as you keep going in your learning. All right, very simple, team. Do not overcomplicate more than this. Now let's talk about this. This is my first Java program. This is the name I'm giving, team. See, type name is discouraged. By convention, Java type names usually start with an uppercase letter. It is not restricting me. This is just a warning sign. It is unconventional. It is discouraged. But in my style, in the latest camel case, I think this is okay. It's easy to understand. So I'm ignoring that. But if you write something like, let's say if I change this to M, oh, okay, he's good. They're not worried with that. The only thing I checked here, team, is called this public static void main. This is called a main method within Java. I'll explain to you, but this is necessary for us to run. So I say finish. And it primarily has prepared a few things to create this. Now, this is our first Java program, the way it looks. I'll talk about it. Okay, right click. And the first thing I want to do, team, is you will notice that this is all like a simple text. So this file is here. Now, if I right click and say new, another class, my second Java class, and public static void main, finish. Now see, I'm going to close this for now. Under my sample project one, okay, I'm going to rename this. I hit F2 on my keyboard, team, to rename that project. So while the selection was there, I used the keyboard shortcut F2. So rename it. So I'm saying sample project one. I changed it. Under this, there is something called as Java runtime environment, the system library. These are all the list of Java files that are needed for your Java programs to execute. How do they execute? How do they interact? We'll come to it. Ignore this folder, team. This JRE system library, do not open it for the next 10 days. Just don't worry about this. The only folder that you will be really interested in is this called SRC folder, or that is the source folder, source of wherever things are. Now, what happened is when we created a Java class, it automatically created a package under that called sample project. I don't like this name. I'll just say, what should I say? Not sample project, because I already have sample project one. First group. Oopsie, is not. No, I can't even start like that. So, what did I want to change? I'm just trying to go back to where was I? June Java training sample project one SRC. In that we have this package called sample project. The package, okay, so package one, I'll just call it. So we know easily, oh, this is a project, this is a package for that way. A lot of convention things have come. I've ignored it, team. I didn't even read through it. Just checking if I've recorded everything. Okay, just once I used it as uppercase. Now under this package, see this icons, I'm just clicking on them and you can see, don't keep expanding these trees, there's no end to it. Just go till the class. So my second Java class is here, my first Java program is here. See how I named them also differently, does not matter, but your program has to match that way. Now let me double click on this file. If I double click on the same Java file here, so sample project one, SRC folder, package one, my first Java program. So if you're trying to open it for the first time, oh, this is open and if I know, I want to open it as a text file. Right click and say open with Notepad. So the same thing you're seeing here and here, team. This program and this okay, this one is exactly the same. What are the primary differences? One, no colors. Two, there are line numbers here, but that's about it. But as you go along, you will see that why it is easier for us to use this IDE called Eclipse. All right. Now, I'm going to do 2 or 3 things, team, before we try and run this code and understand how it works and what we do with it. The first thing is right click on your IDE and make sure you have show line numbers. If it is unchecked, it will not show you line numbers. I want you to enable the line numbers. Why is it important? During the sessions, I will say on line 5, we're going to make a change, or let us do something on that line 3. So we'll refer line numbers. So coding at the end of the day, when we talk about Java developers and so on, so let us say in your vision, you're trying to be a amazing Java developer, then one of the things that will get asked is how many lines of code did you write in your project? Okay, so it's always about lines of code, team. Code and lines very critical. The second thing you could do, again, right click on this area and go to preferences. The reason I'm doing this at my end is so that the font is big enough for this online sessions and for you to see. That's the primary reason. I'm going to go to colors and fonts in here and quickly change it. I'm not kind of navigating, explaining where is what. It should be easy to find. Anytime you're stuck, just do a help in Eclipse or Google. You have so many users that will get help quickly. So this size of our code, I'm changing it to 18. I'm not changing the font. I could, maybe if this were done, I would like it. If it is there, okay, there you go. Let's see how Verdana looks. 18, say okay. And apply. Perfect, there you go. Big code, right? This is good. We will reduce the size as we go along, but very important for us to look at. Now, what is the most important thing, team, that we need to look at in this? In any Java program, you will notice that there are certain things that don't get executed, and those are called as comments. If you have two slashes followed by any text, code, or notes will not be treated as a Java code. So there are two parts to a Java code, team. Oops, sorry, I hit parts to your Java code. I'm not talking main block and all those things. We'll come to that. Those are easy. Parts to your Java code. The first one is non-executable portions. And this includes things like comments, as I told you, and empty lines, and so on. And then you could skip some steps with your IDs and so on. But what you will see are like line 2 is irrelevant. If it is there or not there does not matter. It is just more for aesthetics. Okay. Now this one is there, but Java ignores it. Why? Anything, any line starting with two slashes will be automatically treated as a comment. Okay, comments will not get executed. And then what is the other part? Executable code portions. I will write it a little bit better English. Executable code, one lines that Java recognizes and starts to execute them. After the first 2 or 3 executions, team, I'll talk about the compiler, Java compiler, how does it understand the syntax and so on. Let us not get into the depths. For the first 2 or 3 days, very simple, get started, easy, nice programs like your hello world things. Okay. Non-executable code, executable code. I've written this part. And now let's try and understand. So this you understood, right? Now let us see which are the executable code. Package one. What is this? Okay, we don't know. Public class, my first Java program. Okay, I don't know. So I'm just trying to understand why am I not look at line 2 and 4 non-executable. Public static void main. Okay, I don't know what this is again. When I say I don't know, I'm talking like you, where we're not sure yet. I'm not worried. What is this to do? Auto-generated method stub. Okay, why do I need this? Who generated it? IDE did it maybe, so I'll delete it. All right. And these are the two things that I wrote for our purpose. I'll keep it. Now, anything in Java, okay, there's so many things Java I'm talking about, right? Okay. Very simple, team. It is all blocks of code. Okay. One block at a time. They are all separated with curl braces. Curl braces is the right way to say. I mean, I'm making too many spell errors today. Is it correct? Separated, yeah. Curl braces. Now, so this is a starting curl brace, team. So say is basically my block of code. What is a block of code? Just simple one execution. We'll get my block of code starts here. And the same, oops, just, and this is your ending curl base. My block of code ends here. That's the whole representation of it. So now look at it in a program I have here. So if this is here or here, wouldn't matter. If this is here or here, wouldn't matter. There are certain things that the program lets you do and it does not let you do. So those syntax and so on we will learn. So far so good, team. The reason I kept it here, so it is easy for us to look at. Now the beauty of IDEs start like this, team. Let us say this is a block of code. I took my cursor here. Automatically, do you see line 12 is getting highlighted? Why? Because for this block of code, it starts here. This is the end. Now, how about for this block here? I'm just seeing curl braces in this code. End here. Now, can I achieve the same here? Nope, it's pretty static. You do anything, it has got nothing. It's just dull. That is the one big difference, starting things between IDE and simple text files, okay, or rather notepad like applications. Now let us understand some of this in a very bare minimal. Let us not master it to the essential. This basically says that in our project, this Java class is within package 1. Okay, now there are two words in this team. There is a word called package, which is highlighted and bolded in different. There is package 1, which is the name that we gave. So for example, if I go here, do F2 again, what happened? Okay, first I'll save this and then F2. Okay, team package, all of us. Okay, team package 1, just changing it. And says that review the information to continue to proceed. I'm not reading the whole thing. Typically they're important. I don't want to overcomplicate, so I'm just saying okay. So see, I changed it here, automatically changed here. Did it change in the text notepad here as well? So right click, open with notepad. See, there you go. It gets changed. Now you have the control out here. So whatever you change will get affected. So this word is basically a keyword. Java has something called as keywords team. Basically, the predefined words in that perform specific actions. Now, primarily, your Java whole thing will shape up like this team. Oops. I'll try and do my best drawing. I don't have a great mouse, but I think I can still do some things. So give me a second, everyone. Let's try highlighter at least. Okay. Let us assume you're a human team. That's primarily where we're all starting from, right? We're all trying to learn the fact as to what's going to happen. So then we have our computer where we need to be running, executing certain things. Let's assume this is a keyboard, okay? Now, what comes on this computer is whatever we give. Now, just for your understanding, assume there is one thing called Java in between. Now, who is Java? Java is like an intermediate communicator, translator, someone who helps two things which do not know each other to talk to each other. What are those two things? The human and the system. Human systems are never built to talk to each other. We needed a language, a communication barrier, and that one of the prime or top ones in the market forever has been Java. So what does that mean? If I know Java and then Java knows computer or computer knows how to read the same Java code, that's brilliant. So they said, let us build a library. Java library started getting built. So in that, what this said is everything will do one thing. Like, let's say I want to, how do I say, simple things which I've not spoken yet. Let's say I want to print something on the computer. Just display, right? What is the simplest thing you can do on a computer? Print something on the screen. To print that, they said, you know what? I will create a specific word for it. So if the user writes print with the specific information, it will automatically print it. Okay, wow. But that becomes very important. What is the right name? If I just say print, it'll say, oops, I don't understand. What do you mean? That's all it'll say. Did you check what you wrote? it is very important for us to know its syntax. Syntax is nothing but how that script has to be written, how the program, which language. So Java is extremely strict. So you want to follow its methodology. If your communication improves with Java as a platform, it knows how to read your code. It will compile that code and execute it so that it will do what we want to do on the system. Okay, so these keywords are automatically well highlighted in your Eclipse IDE. So anything that you're seeing right now in this purple color, dark purple, is a keyword. So I can't use that keyword again. Why? Java has reserved these keywords. Java has reserved keywords. So if you have to use, how many reserved keywords will be there in Java? Oh, hundreds, I think. And they'll keep increasing with each new library. And this Java reserved keywords are not to be used, reused for other purpose rather than what? Actually, it's not to be not correct. This is not the right statement. Java reserved keywords are unique, yep, and cannot be used. Come on, stop typing errors. Unique and cannot be used within the programs for anything else. So primarily what it means, if package is there, I can say team package one this way, but I can't use the word package for anything. Same thing is public, class, static, void, main. Okay, though main does not showcase, it is recognized. Now, in this whole structure, all that is important for you team is there are keywords that we will get exposed and learn, and there are our own names that we have given. So in Java, you have your Java reserved keywords. Your code is basically built. In the executable code, you have Java reserved keywords, or what we call also as its inbuilt methods, and you have your user written code names, etc. I'm not getting to variables and objects yet team. Everyone with me so far? All good? Any questions? Anyone? Yes, the reason I didn't write variables, objects, classes, and so on, because I'm not exposed to. I'm trying to keep it very, very, how do you say, non-technical so far, and still keep it. Now, let's go back to the code. What else is there in the code? Nothing else. Let's make it a little neater. Shall we do one more code and make it nice? So team package one, under that only, I'll create a new one, Java class, my third class or program or Java file, same thing. I didn't create that main method. See, while I was creating, I didn't check that. So I see this as simple as it is. Very nice. Thank you. Now I'll write the public static void. You could write it your own or let Java generate it string args. I hope this is correct. And we have this. Oops. Arguments, is this correct? If I have a question team, I'll not even waste my time. I'll go quickly search old code or go in Google and search for it. Always remember this team, syntax, developers, programmers are about the way we approach things and more of our thinking methodology rather than our ability to just remember everything by definition. What we want, we will get it. We have exposed ourselves to it earlier. Now this is simple code. The first thing that we will write, Tim, I want to print our team name on the screen. When I say screen, it will not come up in the entire screen right away, but on something in the screen. To do this, the inbuilt method that Java has created is called, it looks very crazy and long, but it's still printing something, system dot out dot, actually this is the other thing. Okay, now we're coming to the second thing about Java. Eclipse IDE. Eclipse IDE will help you as you write the code. If I'm writing the code here, the same thing here, system.out.println, it doesn't prompt me or anything. Notepad has got nothing behind it. But Eclipse IDE knows those keywords, then it starts saying, oh, system dot, it's a keyword I know. Within this, these are the different options we have. So you could take any of these and look at even the help for it. What does it do? So a lot of Java initial novice developers, when they start, they'll look at code and they'll start slowly experimenting, not right away. Okay. So system.out, where is out? I don't see it. Okay, that's right up in the front. Dot print ln. What does this do? This statement basically prints anything in the brackets onto the console. That is what it does, team. Now let's look at it. What does it say by the name? Just a comment here. System means RPC. Dot means is basically a way in Java which says on this, next this, next this. It kind of links things together. In our English, we use spaces, correct? In Java, to combine those things as one structure, they're using dots because the more spaces we use, it is for different purpose. So in that PC, I want to give out. So there is input system, there's output. Computers, IO, input, output, right? So input, output. What happens is in a computer, there's something called input stream where you're getting something into it. Then there's an output stream where you're getting something out of it. So out of it in the sense it's going back to the display. So if you want to print anything onto the system, that is out, you're getting it onto the system. So that is why out onto the PC. That's what we're doing. And then what are we doing there? Printing something. What do we want to print? Whatever we give inside this very simple Java code, and I will save it, team. Just one line. Everything else comment. Did you know something else, team? See, comments don't have to start on a new line. Comments can start anywhere. It always recognizes with those two slashes. I'm just kind of writing them everywhere. Comments can start anywhere in the code. It just looks for those two slashes. To escape using these two as comment characters, which is special characters for Java. Okay, so you can't use it. We use something called as escape characters, which says, you know what, next character, use it as is. So not to worry, we'll come there, but just that comments can be used anywhere. New line or at the end of any line. Now, in a Java syntax, always know every executable line, um, some lines like this are really not executable, though they're programming lines. They have every intent of it, the part of the execution, but it doesn't go there. Most of the execution line, every executable line ends with a semicolon. See, so simple, nice. Why did they do all this? So that we'll write it in the same way, and Java compiler, when it reads our code, will know, okay, first line ended, now second line. It knows where to stop looking, where to start doing things. And these are instructions. What instructions? Same thing, like I drew earlier. From the human, it is going to our Java program, which is going to your computer, all right, or your display. When I say computer, it can be web application, a system, a mobile application, it could be anything. And that is important, team, for us to have this understanding. Now, what have we done so far? Okay, let me erase this. So far, all good, everyone? Just checking, what have we done? We created a sample Java project and Java class. And we wrote a new line. We saved it. So once it's saved, it's good. Like it's saved. It's there for you for later use. What do we want to do next? We want to run it. That's it, right? So now what we do in Eclipse, you can go and look at these icons in the menu bar. See, debug, then run, coverage, run, last. There's amazing amount of things. Debug is something, as the word says, debugs. If you have bugs, we'll help you take those bugs away from that. We're not getting into it. If we don't write code only, how will we get bugs? only reason bugs will come is if we write a code. If we write good code, then of course they won't come, but there's no potential otherwise. You're gonna go to your program, ensure you're highlighted there, and say run. When I say run, it just took little time, very hardly any time. It's microseconds team actually, and it gave this display here. So whatever I write here will get there. Now there are shortcuts in Java. I'm not using them. I want you to use the longest system.out.println. Now there are variations team, and this is what complicates and confuses team. What is the difference between println and print statement? How do we do this? How do we do that? Get your base foundations correct, then exploring and possibilities is all about your project and practice. Which project? What do you need to practice? Now what I'm doing, I'm adding another print statement, and I'll just say, this is iTeLearn, Karthik, and see, and just save it again and run it. See, updated. This was the earlier output. Now together both of them have come. Now there are variations team. If you don't want to print on the same line, you don't use this. It in the new line, I mean to say. But those subtle differences, don't worry. For you, as far as you have to remember, this three words, system.out.println, basically prints something from our display onto the console here. So your focus for what we have done is very simple team. First, you'll go to the package explorer and you'll create a new Java package. In that Java package, you'll create a new Java project. In that Java project, you'll create a new Java program. Now, there are a lot of things that you will come to know team as it keeps going on. Your Java programs as a file in your Windows or iOS or anywhere, your Java programs end with .java. That is the file extension for it. Okay, so you will see this file explorer. All of these are actually right click and say properties. It should show you sharing. Where will it show me? Security, right? The full name. Properties. See, the name is my first Java program .java. Out here, it just says open file. It doesn't say Java. It doesn't recognize. It didn't. I don't know if it will or not. Not bothered. But the fact that they're all stored as Java. .java is the extension team. The second thing that we've really highlighted after we've done this is what happens to and how you can look at your programs. So a little bit of lines, editing, how to increase the size and so on, and go about reading and understanding the basics of everything. Okay, we just wrote two simple lines which basically says how you can write something and how it recognizes and executes. See, in the sprint statement, when we came to the console, okay, in the console is where the sprint statement comes. There are other tabs here called problems, Java, doc, declarations. We're not worried. There are other things here. Even these we're not worried yet. Just that when we run the program, we are seeing the outputs here. And very interesting or very important for you to know, and this is what will clarify of the difference between where the programming starts, complexities. Only this portion within the quotes is getting printed team. Nothing else in the program is coming, and it is going in the same order. Line 7 came first. So hi dear June Java training team came up. Line 10 came next. So that's why iTeLearn Karthik, this came up next. That is how it is positioned. In the next session, what we're going to do team is we're going to take a sample. We'll talk about what Java program should we write, something which will take us about 2 to 3 hours to write, maybe 2-3 classes. Slowly we'll start writing. We'll start understanding a lot of things like what is the workflow of that program, what are variables, objects, what are the different types of it, how we can create reusable functions, structure them together, how we can create objects and classes and start invoking them. That's primarily what is the most important aspect. And in the programming, we'll talk about conditions, loops, recoveries, how do we print errors, how do we display, how do we interact and communicate with other applications, like let us say Word document or a notepad or an Excel sheet. Can Java actually interact? What else can Java do? So once we do this first 10 hours of code, Java, then you can keep expanding into different directions. So team, I believe we are at about 50 minutes, not too long into the session, but I just wanted to check if any questions, and if we're good, then I would love to continue with day 2 in the next session. Any questions so far, team? The reason I'm not overcrowding the day ones is it's still very theoretical. And believe me, once we start doing day 2 onwards, where we're doing nice, interesting coding, we'll forget time. So someone has to really stop us that it is over. Any questions, anyone? Perfect, great. And I'm sure team questions will come. A lot of questions, more questions when you practice. Same thing, watch the video once and start doing it, team. I really hope and wish that no challenges will come, but you may face at that time, just peaceful, calm down, look back and see if it's coming. Okay. So tomorrow, when you come back and see, we'll try and have about 10 to 15 minutes Q&A where we could unmute you, make you the presenter. You could show your screen, your system, and what is happening, what is the challenge that you face in the practice and in the in your practice at your end. We'll try and resolve that. If not me, our technical team or someone else will help you. And no assignments for the first day. I just want you to look at the video and repeat the same. Here is the other thing, team. Please note that I will not share the code till the end of the training. It is the project. Why? Because what our students do is, I'm not blaming them. You take the code and you execute it. I want you to look at the screen and start writing the code. Your ability, your practice of typing, writing. You actually don't even have a clue of how important is typing speed in a programmer's life. Again, typing accurateness. They will come to you. Practice on typing, writing the code, not just seeing the code. Whatever I've written, write the same code, not new code, team. Okay, write the same code and change a little things here and there, play around with it. Every day, our code length, complexity, new features, new learnings will increase. Thank you so much, everyone. Perfect. We'll see you back in the next session. Bye all. Thank you all.